The richest grain merchant in Ashford Mill did something no merchant had ever dared to do. He threw his own business ledger into a blazing fire. Everyone believed he had lost his mind. But the burning book was never the real story. The real story began weeks earlier, when a few tiny numbers refused to stay the same. Long before sunrise, wagons loaded with wheat rolled through the stone gates of Ashford Mill, a quiet trading town surrounded by fertile valleys. For nearly 40 years, Cedric Hawthorne had built the largest grain business in the region. Farmers trusted him. Millers respected him. Traveling merchants crossed mountains just to trade with him. Cedric often told his children, "A merchant can recover from a bad harvest, but never from dishonest numbers." Every evening he checked the cash chest, counted grain sacks, and reviewed every page of his ledger before locking the warehouse. People believed his fortune came from selling grain. Only Cedric knew it came from protecting records. Several weeks before the fire, Cedric noticed something unusual. The money inside his iron chest was always slightly lower than expected. Not by dollars, not by handfuls of silver, only by a few coins. The difference was so small that most merchants would never notice. His eldest son laughed. "Father, you counted after 12 hours of work." His younger daughter blamed tired workers. The warehouse guards blamed busy market crowds. Cedric blamed nobody. Instead, he quietly created another system. The official ledger remained inside the office where everyone could see it. But inside his coat pocket rested a tiny leather notebook. Every sale, every payment, every wagon, every grain delivery, he recorded everything twice. At first, both records matched perfectly. Days passed, then weeks. Slowly, the numbers began drifting apart. Someone wasn't stealing large amounts. Someone understood bookkeeping well enough to steal almost nothing at a time. That made Cedric far more worried. The hidden notebook pointed toward Martin Ellis, the warehouse supervisor. Nobody believed it. Martin had worked beside Cedric for 26 years. During a terrible flood, Martin had rescued dozens of grain sacks before the river destroyed the warehouse. He had even saved Cedric's youngest child from collapsing timber. Workers admired him. Farmers trusted him. The town council respected him. Even Cedric struggled to believe the evidence. He spent several sleepless nights comparing journal entries, inventory records, and cash receipts. Market day finally arrived. Hundreds of merchants filled the square. Without warning, Cedric carried the public ledger outside. He dropped it into a burning barrel. Flames swallowed years of business records. The crowd gasped. Within an hour, chaos spread across Ashford Mill. Several merchants insisted Cedric owed them money. Others demanded immediate payment for shipments they claimed had never been settled. Old customers appeared with faded receipts. Unknown traders suddenly remembered forgotten agreements. Even neighbors began arguing over grain deliveries from years before. That evening, the town council gathered inside the stone courthouse. Every merchant expected disaster. Cedric slowly removed the small notebook from his coat. Page after page contained dates, quantities, signatures, wagon numbers, and payment details. Nothing had been forgotten. One dishonest claim collapsed after another. The council quickly realized something shocking. Many merchants had prepared false stories long before the fire. They believed one missing ledger would erase the truth forever. Instead, Cedric's private records proved nearly all of them wrong. While comparing inventory reports with warehouse inspections, Cedric noticed a strange pattern. Martin had never stolen money. Instead, he quietly adjusted inventory records. One grain shipment became damaged. Another wagon was marked delayed. Several storage bags were listed as spoiled by moisture. The town immediately blamed Gregory Vale, owner of a neighboring grain company. After all, his warehouses contained unusually cheap grain. Everyone believed the mystery had ended, until Cedric requested Gregory's accounting books. To everyone's surprise, Gregory's records were clean. Every autumn, merchants hired the same traveling accountant, named Oliver Fenwick, to organize seasonal records. He worked for dozens of businesses. Everyone trusted him because he looked independent. Quietly, Oliver suggested small inventory adjustments to different merchants. Oliver never carried grain himself. He simply taught others how to hide it inside ordinary bookkeeping. His fraud had spread through the entire valley for years. When the investigation ended, Martin confessed. Oliver was arrested. Several dishonest traders paid heavy penalties. Instead, their father gathered every employee inside the warehouse. He placed 3 empty books on the table. No business should survive because one man remembers everything. He redesigned every financial process. Warehouse records required 2 signatures. Cash collections were recorded separately from inventory reports. Weekly reconciliations compared cash, inventory, purchase journals, and sales ledgers. Unexpected inventory counts became routine. Within 3 years, Ashford Mill became the most trusted grain market in the kingdom. Farmers preferred selling there because payments were accurate. Merchants accepted Cedric's prices because every record could be verified. Visitors still remembered the day the ledger burned, but experienced merchants understood the real lesson. Books never protected Cedric's business. Systems did, and trust built on strong accounting became his greatest asset. The flames had destroyed only paper. Good accounting had protected everything that truly mattered. To get more, like, comment, share, and subscribe.